it's Ellen from the Tiny Human Handbook, and you're joining me today as we start a toy rotation and declutter for my 12-month-old son. So the topic of the video today is toy rotation. You may have heard of this before. It's where you keep everything fun and interesting by not having all of your toys out at once. You can see behind me I pulled all of the toys out from his room, closet, our room, everywhere, the kitchen. There were toys all around. So now they're all right behind me in the living room and they take up the whole entire floor. So that's a really good place to start. I'm incorporating a minimalist approach, as well as a Montessori approach. You can have a lot more focus when you're playing if you have one toy in front of you versus 10 or 20 toys. I used to think the more toys, the more entertained he would be. It doesn't really work that way. One of my efforts as a parent is to minimize overstimulation. So one way to do that is to not have too many toys out at once or toy set. Another focus that I'm gonna have today is age-appropriate toys. I just finished reading the book called The Wonder Weeks, so I know a lot more about developmental milestones, what toys are really good for that age range. I think later on I'll do a video series about each week or leap in milestones and say what toys I recommend, how to really focus playing, help your child work on what they are learning. To view play is hard work. As your child's playing with toys, they're really working hard on learning about how the world works. Are they throwing a ball out of their stroller over and over and over again? Maybe practicing gravity or practicing cause and effect or the social engagement. What's my mama gonna do when I keep throwing this toy off of the cart or off of the stroller? Okay, so another strategy here is you'll notice I don't have out our toy box or our little toy shelf that we use for the toys. So picking and deciding what I want to have out for him to play with, it's not gonna be dictated by the containers or the shapes that we have to put things into. I want to be able to pick solely based on him, his personality, and what he's into, as well as developmentally the kinds of things he's working on and learning. Next up, we're gonna walk through the steps of doing a toy rotation and minimizing toys. Step number one is, I think, the most important step. Identify and understand why are you doing this? Seems like you can skip this step, right? And I thought so at first as well when I looked into minimalism and how to declutter. I was like, I don't need to understand why I'm doing this. We can move right along and just start the process. But this is the start of the process. Maybe just trust me on this. It's important to understand why you're doing this. It's going to help keep you motivated because it could take a while to open up the notes app on your phone, grab a sheet of paper and write down why you're doing this. For me, and maybe this can get you inspired as well, it's keeping the area clear. I like starting each day with a pathway that I can walk through. You can have a couple of reasons. I want to have fun when my son is playing, and I want to know that I can jump down on the play mat with him. We can do physical activities, moving around, have room for that. If we want to really dive into blocks and stacking those and getting creative to see what we can do. Looking around, there's no room for that with all these toys. I also want him to be able to make decisions about what he does want to play with without making too many decisions and feeling overwhelmed, frustrated. And especially as we get into these toddler years, toddlers have meltdowns, tantrums. I think one way to reduce that is to reduce the number of decisions that they're making throughout the day. So if they can have a select few toys that they can enjoy and have fun with out at a time, I think that's going to help keep them clear-minded and be able to go throughout the day with a better attitude and a better mood. It's not guaranteed because toddlers are toddlers. Another benefit is creativity. It's easier to be creative when you have a clear space to do it. You have one toy and you've played with it one way and you have another toy sitting right there and another one and another one. Are you going to experiment with the first toy and see more ways that you can play with it? Even with myself, that's how I enjoy playing with my son. If I'm stacking up blocks, maybe I'll pull in a ring stacker and put the blocks right on top of that. Or one time I made a race car track that went through a dollhouse and knocked down a block tower, and being creative and really came from being able to just focus on that racetrack and see what are different ways I can play with it. So that's my why. It's multifaceted, but maybe it can inspire you. I also want to be inspired to go play outside and play in the grass and play with the slide and play equipment out there because it's getting warm, and I think that's a good way way to learn about the world too. And the next step is the fun part to me. That's where you really feel like you are doing the work. You are going to pull out every toy. And here's the rule. If you don't pull it out, you forgot about it, you didn't go grab it from the car, you have to get rid of it. So I hope that inspires you to grab all of your toys. And I'm actually gonna run out to the car now and get a couple of toys that have been left out there. Maybe it sounds harsh, and that's because it is, but I think it's worth doing the work. Pull out every single toy. And this is where it's gonna give you the lasting impact that I really need right now myself. Be with you when you're at the toy store or at the thrift store or the yard sale, or when you're planning for a holiday. You're thinking, remember all of those toys. Remember the huge pile of toys that we made. It was overwhelming. Seeing the full extent of the toy collection is really important here. Next step is organize into categories. You can make your own categories, you can copy my categories, you can look up some online. You're going to sort everything into categories. I'm gonna sort out cognitive toys, like puzzles, blocks, imaginative play, so our stuffed animals, our dolls, any dress up item, creative expression, so that's gonna be all of our musical instruments, art supply, our big toys and outdoor type things. And then I'm gonna leave it open if there's another category that jumps out to me later. So here I'm starting with our big toys. And why am I doing this? Because they're big. I didn't really have room to get everything into categories in the living room because these big toys really just took up too much space. But go through and see what we're keeping, what we're putting away, and what we'll get rid of. Next, we're going to evaluate each toy individually. Hold each toy. So I'm thinking about Cullen's interests right now. What does he like to play with? Future use. We actually just bought some of these. So he's getting into the walking stage and the standing stage. So we've got, you know, a super cool bus that we just got yesterday, and he's played with it a ton. Toy rotation. We got him this balance bike. It's too big right now. A way for future use. Get a ton of use out of this. I got this ball thinking he would love it and play with it all the time, but he hasn't been into it. Stored away for a bit. Next up, we've got this guy. It's also not age appropriate right now. We've got other toys that are going to fill the use of this. So we're gonna take it apart and put it away. There, I'll set it there so it can help deflate that ball. All right, this was a new birthday present. It serves the same purpose as the bus, but this is something he's really into right now. So that's staying. Fire truck, same deal. I'll keep this out too. Okay, we've got a tunnel. Yeah, we'll keep this one out too. Now we have our little triangle. It's super short and small, and he does use this to help hold himself up. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking it's a maybe. A little bit too small, and he does try to climb up on it and put his feet on the bottom. So I think maybe we'll put this one away for a bit. Next up is the balance board. I think this will be more fun when he's older. He's climbed up on it when it faces this way, but we'll put this one away and it'll be fun when we pull it out again. We are at the perfect stage for this guy. So he can stand up and hold on to it. I used to worry about it and not pull it out too much because he could pull it over on himself, but he's figured out how to not do that. This is a fun one to keep in our rotation. It encourages standing independently, working up high, down low, squatting and standing back up, which is a great way to work on walking. All right, here's another one that he's just not quite big enough for yet. Put away for later. The big exercise yoga ball. This is a fun toy, especially because I'm putting away his other one. He plays with it sometimes. I think it'll be good for working on walking because he can hold on to it and walk along. I also use it to sit on. We'll keep this up. Last up is our piano. So one thing interesting about the piano is it falls into two categories because I'm gonna do a creative music expression category later on. When that happens, you're just going to go with your first instinct. This is super fun for him. He can stand and play it. He loves music. This is one we'll keep out, and now we'll have more room for it because of a lot of these other items are going elsewhere. So yeah, I guess we'll move on to the next category. And as we move on to the next category, one thing that's important is when you finish one category, you're not moving on to the step of organizing and putting it in containers. We're gonna save that for last. I've got all of our big toys that we're keeping right there, just lined up in the corner. That we're gonna move on to the next category. And another thing is, if you feel stuck sentimentally, like I just saw one of the categories that I'm doing is the creative expression. It's gonna be our art supplies and our musical instruments. And my son is a drumaholic. He loves those things. I'm gonna do that category next, but I'm feeling sentimental about it. So I recommend saving that for last because you're building up and working a muscle. You can think of it that way. We're gonna go on to imaginative play next. So I'm gonna grab all of our dolls, action figures, trucks. Okay, so as I grabbed everything, I thought it's not a huge category. And then, you know, I grabbed everything, and that is a lot. He's not super interested in stuffed animals at this point. Maybe I just wanted him to like. This was one of mine. Out that one goes. Yeah, I grabbed him an otter because I love otters, and a koala. We'll keep out his special whale from Great Grandpa. Here's one that we use a lot. I mean, it's a puppet, it's a hat, and it's the only way I can get a diaper change done. Now that is a good tip. We've got a crawler who alligator rolls and crawls away when you're gonna do the diaper change. Look around, I'm sure you have a funny hat or part of a costume or just something you could stick on your head so this stays. This is his special fox. Every time I look at a picture of him playing when he was 4 or 5 months old, this is in it. Does he like it anymore? No, this one's going away. I just got him these like wooden animal toys. Couldn't care less. Another wooden toy, a giraffe. We pulled out some of John and I pulled out some of our old toys from childhood, but he's still a little young for these guys. And one of my baby dolls, just to see if he was interested, and not yet. And we've got some of my stuffed animals too. Got Yoda. Here's his special Knuffle Bunny. Definitely want to keep this one out because we love this book. The rainbow fish. My old weird toys. Now I'm getting to the ones he loves, and I guess that would be the vehicles. Pool toys, these are favorites, especially the duck. Recycling truck, vintage patrol car, pullback cars, I love these. Popper hippo, he kind of likes this one, so to me that's a maybe, and maybes end up being no's. Just with my experience of decluttering in the past, find that I feel best later when the maybes go with the no's. We're gonna put this one away. If I need it later, it's not gone, so. The way it goes, we've got these two little guys that sing songs and play games. Definitely gonna keep both of these out. He just likes them. He has ones that he loves more. And that's one good reason to declutter toys, and why play with a toy that's just okay? And you should have one that you love. A good method for coffee mugs. Oh my gosh, if you pull out all of your coffee mugs, how many do you have? Get rid of all the no's and all the maybes, or just put them away and use your favorite mug every day. The best way to do it. Now we've got this vibrating hedgehog, feeling maybe-ish for me, so it's gonna go with the nose. I gotta take the batteries out before we put it away, and I thought it was gonna be so many more cars and trucks, and yeah, I know there's some big ones behind me, but 4 cars or trucks, 2 pool toys, and I was worried that I would be having so many cars and trucks, and then I was also worried that he wouldn't have anything to play with imaginatively, which is important, but look, we ended up with some favorites out of the way. So I ended up deciding to combine 2 categories because I couldn't tell what went with what. And that's okay, you can do that. That's developmental stages and the cognitive toys. So at first I said the cognitive toys would be the puzzle, log, and books. And then the developmental stage toys would be for fine motor development, sensory exploration, things like that. And to me that was a lot of overlap. We have some multi-use toys, and I'll explain why those are so great. For instance, our shape sorter is going to help work on fine motor skills. It's going to work on cognitive skills. You don't need to use the sorter. You can stack the blocks up on their own. And I think I'll just start with this one. I love it. And we actually have 2 of them. This one rolls. So these are favorites. I'm gonna keep both. Okay, we've got the classic stacking ring, hand-eye coordination, fine motor skills, colors, shapes, sizes. This is a keeper. I think he's too big for. He's outgrown. I'm gonna put it away. Toys you can crawl after. Next up, we actually have 2 little tops with a ball to grab out, and I think we're just past that stage. We have another ring stacking. We're really moving past it. The tube's cool. A suggestion of a way to play with it is to sticking things like a scarf through. I'm gonna put it away for now. Stacking cups. These last a long time for a lot of fun. Are fun for adults. They're really fun to play with him because you can stack them up this way, but there's other ways to stack them too. You can stack them together that way, but we also use these as bath toys because you can strain water through them. So fun. So yeah, this is definitely going to be one that stays out. For beginning crawlers, he sings a little song. His batteries are dying, so he sings it poorly. My baby loves pulling the guy out, putting him back in, so this will be in the rotation for now. Scarves to pull out. I love toys that work on development. Like this, you can do fine motor skills. We'll keep that in our toy rotation. We have a flashlight I thought he'd be into. but I think he's not old enough for it yet. Same thing with this. I don't think we're quite there yet. A really cute book with counting activities inside. Hasn't been into it yet. Bean bags, which my mom handmade. So how fun are these? They're super cute. Good for practicing in and out, and they're quite heavy, so you can work on that concept as well. So we'll keep these in our toy rotation. A puzzle, which I customized by putting our family photos on the inside. He's very into puzzles right now, so this will be in our rotation too. Next up, we have a spinning top, and now he'll probably run right in here when he hears that noise. That'll be in our rotation too. Here's one that I don't think we'll keep out because that rocket toy earlier does all the same things. Jack in the Box. This will stay in our rotation. You put your gears on and they spin all the way down. This one is great. You can stand up and sit down and practice putting the gears on. Block. I'm really not sure actually about keeping it in the rotation because we have our shape sorter, which can be just used as stacking blocks too. Put these away for now. Found me. And he's going for the trucks. How fun they are all stacked up. That's another tip. Toys are so much more fun if they are arranged in a certain way. At least for me, I've seen more kids be interested in a toy once you've arranged it and sorted it by color. Here we are ready for the creative category. So this is all of our musical instruments, our art supplies, which we really haven't gotten too many yet, but that's okay. It's about decluttering, not getting more. The monkey clapper. He enjoyed it much more when he was younger, so we'll put this guy away. A real tambourine. Obviously, this is gonna have to stay. We've got little bell shakers, which I thought he would like more than he did. An electronic drum that plays some different noises. Is a fan of. Same thing here. Plays different drum sounds if you hit it, so we'll keep that one out too. Another one he didn't love. So we'll put that one away. Several drumsticks, so we'll keep those, of course. Homemade drum. He likes to put different containers around him and drum on those, so we'll keep those ones. This one is the all-time favorite. This one, though, came from a formula container. It just reminds me that we had to use formula. I'm gonna put it away from now. And a baby tambourine we'll keep out. This drum kit, definitely an all-time favorite. He used to kick it with his little feet. We'll keep this one out too. Got a little past the age for this, so we'll put that one away. Same thing for the monkey rattle. And for the maracas, actually. An Omo book and bubbles. Staying out in the rotation too. Piano. New drum kit that's got all kinds of different instruments we'll keep out as well. Ooh, you're standing! Look at you! So those are our musical things. I'll try to clear some space, but we will see. I'm pretty sure they're all gonna pop back out. And now it's time to go through our balls. Oh boy. Okay, so going through the balls, we've got this one that's a super duper bounce ball that was mine as a kid, but super heavy, so we'll put that one away. This one has a rattle inside, which is great for a younger baby. A whole kit of sensory balls, which will be great for our toy rotation, so we'll keep these ones out. Got this light up one that has always been a favorite. We'll keep a soccer ball, massaging ball. Feels a little different and it's supposed to be easier to grab. Oh, I'm feeling like it's a maybe. So maybe we'll deflate this one for now. Playground ball, which I think might be his favorite. I think we'll put away is the O-ball rattle. Teethers, which I'm kind of feeling like they're not really toys. I like to keep them out and have them on hand, so that's it. Finished up all of our different categories and everything is ready to move on to the next step, which is putting them into their container. Now for our play area, what we want is to have things easily accessible, aesthetically pleasing. So we've got this like toddler height storage, but since we're doing a toy rotation, for everything that we put in here, we're going to be putting something into the box rotation. So the way a rotation works, and I'm sure you're familiar, is you'll have a set of toys that are out and ready to play with this week, and then you have a set of toys that'll be coming out again in the following week or the following month, or just whenever these toys are feeling a little bit old. Yeah, it gives you a way to keep some toys fresh and new without buying new toys. You can do something one-to-one, like we like to keep one of these out to play with in bed. So we'll keep one out and one for later. We'll keep one out and then one to go in the bin for another day. See, I was gonna grab our crawling toys, but he's got one of them. Let's see. We've got our crawling toys. We've got these guys put in the box. Got that bumblebee that he's playing with that we'll keep out. Stacker out, top away. And you don't want to just split everything half and half. Things like our bean bags, those will basically be considered a set. So we'll keep out a set of bean bags, but we'll put away the set of tissues. Our trucks, we'll keep out this one away. Imaginative play, reel away, out. This shape sorter, car push toy, the puzzle away. This guy. Put away this, we'll do our stacking cups. Uh-oh, the puzzle's coming back out. And maybe I'll stick this away. One piano, about a xylophone. We'll stick our tambourine in here. Away this set of drums. This shape sorter with our blocks. The kitty came back out. I wanted to keep the kitty out anyway. We'll put the bumblebee away. Put the spiral gears. And I'm gonna try to put away the plastic drumsticks and keep out the wooden ones. This drum, and we'll stick this one away. Keep these ones out, stick these away. We'll keep bubbles up. Torn on what to do with the balls, because we've got the small ones and the sensory ones, which maybe I'll put away for this week, and we'll just have the big teal one. Everything right here, we've obviously got the larger toys in his bedroom. Grab half of those and pull them out, stick the lid on this, and put it away in his room until we're ready to switch our toys out. So that's all for our toy rotation and declutter. Thanks for watching and going through this with me. If you've done a toy rotation or if you've decluttered your toy, just leave us a comment down below. If you liked the video, give us a like and subscribe for more content similar to this. Thanks for watching and bye-bye.